Welcome back. Now, members of the SANDF have also landed in the flood-stricken KZN. Let's take you there now with our senior reporter, Siphamandla Goge, to give us more details. Sipha, there were a lot of questions about exactly what the SANDF is doing on the ground. So just paint us a picture of what they're doing.
Well, for now, they have arrived in Durban. Some of them are at the old Virginia airport here. They are part of the search and rescue operations that are underway. It's a joint operation between members of the South African National Defence Force as well as the South African Police Services. Basically, they are coordinating their efforts here, trying to help in terms of search and rescue. Remember, in terms of Operation Chariot, there are about 10,000 members of the South African National Defence Force that have been deployed to KwaZulu-Natal, and some of them have arrived, others will be arriving later. Their military choppers and aeroplanes are already here at the old Virginia airport, which is being used as a base, for search and rescue operations across the province of KwaZulu-Natal. You will see a number of the airplanes. They are already here in terms of coordinating that search and rescue. Their involvement is in two folds mainly. One is the issue of search and rescue, where they use their military choppers to access those areas that are not accessible for now. But number two is to provide humanitarian aid in terms of delivering food to all those, cut off areas in and around KwaZulu-Natal. You will see a number of police choppers as well are also here. So this is a joint operation between the military and the police, and also those who are from the health services, and they are trying to deal with coordinating all the efforts. We'll take a walk with my colleague Bonga Mkize to show you this base that has been set up here at the old airport, Virginia. 10,000 members of the South African Defence Force are being deployed to KwaZulu-Natal. They will help with issues of logistics, accommodation, also delivering food and other aid to those who need it the most. They are also members of the SAPS from the search and rescue, because this is a joint operation. They are divers as well, police. So it's quite a huge operation here, because this is where everything is being coordinated to ensure that in terms of search and rescue, that project or that mission is undertaken successfully. There are still many people who are missing in KwaZulu-Natal, and authorities have raised a concern about that and have said that they would want to see those efforts here being heightened. And you can see that a number of personnel, volunteers are here to ensure that they contribute in terms of those search and rescue operations. It's going to be a very long period for them. They are preparing food, and I can tell you that I've spotted units from the northwest, from Gauteng in Tshwane. I've also spotted some units and personnel from other provinces, including the Western Cape as well, and the city of Cape Town. So this is what is happening here at the old airport, Virginia, when you see members of the SANDF playing their part, because President Cyril Ramaphosa has declared that there is a national disaster in South Africa, with KwaZulu-Natal being the hardest hit province. But there have been rains and floods in some parts of the Eastern Cape. The Free State as well is experiencing severe weather patterns, and the northwest. So that state of national disaster has been declared in South Africa, and that has enabled more resources to be channeled towards various parts of KwaZulu-Natal. Hence, you see members of the South African National Defence Force here. They usually come here to have their debrief sessions. After that, they will go out on their search and rescue operations. Depending on how successful they are, they will come back here to regroup, and they will continue with their search and rescue operations as long as the weather permits. So we are expecting to see more and more soldiers arriving in various parts of KwaZulu-Natal.
Sipha, just for clarity, is this the first time we're seeing SANDF members come out? I did hear the health MEC say that they've used an SANDF chopper to repatriate bodies during the course of last week. But is it the first time that you're seeing such a big number of them coming out in KZN today?
I'm seeing them for the first time, but let me tell you that about 2 days ago, I saw their choppers and helicopters in and around Marian Hill where they were helping out. But to see most of them here, many of them here, it's for the first time I am seeing them. But they've been to other parts of KwaZulu-Natal, particularly in eThekwini, in Marian Hill, doesn't work. They were helping with retrieving bodies there. They've also been assisting in terms of the South African Health Military Services. They've been out on the ground ensuring that they assist the Department of Health KwaZulu-Natal. So they have been around for quite a number of days now, but obviously capacity and the number of them keeps on increasing every day. Hence we expect that more and more of them will be coming out today to join the ones that are already here. You can even see their choppers and helicopters are just, parked here. Others have just arrived. They were out on their search and rescue operations and missions. Now they are back. They are part of what is known as Operation Chariot. 10,000 of them. They will focus on infrastructure, deal with issues of accommodation, help out those who are stranded, try and retrieve bodies, and also deliver humanitarian aid. You are talking about food there, you're talking about water, and they will be helping in rebuilding damaged bridges, water infrastructure, electricity. They've got skills and expertise, and they will be spread across eThekwini, which is the hardest hit, but most importantly across KwaZulu-Natal. Even they will go to those inaccessible areas for now. But the Minister of Public Works and Infrastructure, Patricia de Lille, telling me earlier on that skills, people with skills and technical expertise have been brought in to repair the bridges, to repair damaged water and electricity infrastructure, and these members of the South African National Defence Force and the South African Police Service will form part of that joint operation during this crisis.
I was actually going to ask you, Siphamandla, in terms of the skills that will be needed, especially engineers, for instance, within the SANDF, looking at the collapse of infrastructure, where people might be trapped under that infrastructure, in fact.
Indeed, hence you need members of the South African National Defence Force. They do have those skills and capacity to deal with that. They've got the technical expertise, they've got the infrastructure and resources to do that. A number of bodies, as I see, gift of the givers arriving here as well. You've got those humanitarian aid organizations, and I think that's the gift of the givers there. So they do have those skills and expertise to assist in terms of looking for the missing people, retrieving trapped bodies, removing the rubble, and also rebuilding the collapsed bridges, roads that have been damaged. Remember, this is something that they do on a day-to-day basis. They've even undertaken some of the operations outside South Africa to assist in neighboring countries such as Mozambique in the past. So they do have capacity, skills, and technical expertise to do that, and I guess that will come in handy now. That experience will come in handy now. It's needed, and they are ensuring that they play their part because their Commander-in-Chief, President Cyril Ramaphosa, has declared a national disaster, state of national disaster. Therefore, it will be crucial to make sure that they assist in that regard. Let's see if we can get a word from the gift of the givers. Organization has been known to do a lot of good work and assist during tragedy. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon. It's good to see you. We are live on ENCA.
Okay.
Talk to us about your intervention here, Gift of the Givers. You are known for doing good, helping people during tragedy. Your coordinated efforts here, search and rescue, is the most important thing. How is that going?
It's going fantastically well. It's not a gift of the givers only. It's a combination of KZN Provincial Department, Disaster Department. The Western Cape guys are here. Also, my teams are from Limpopo, Free State, Gauteng, and also team members of mine from Cape Town. We have a very good relationship with the Cape Town Disaster Management, but it's been very sad in terms of what we've really found. For the last 4 or 5 days, when my teams were on the ground, visiting the areas, unusual to the 2019 floods, wherever they went, people would say, there's 2 people missing here, there's a family of 5 missing here, a child is missing somewhere else, and we started getting feedback like that. When it started becoming consistent, we realized the figures are more than what we are aware of. And then the last straw was when he went to Inanda, one of my team members, on the side of the river, the people were sitting there. And he asked them, what are you doing here? It's dangerous. They said, we're waiting for the bodies of our family members to float down. We then said, you know what, we need to bring search and recovery teams. It looks like many more are missing than what we know. And we put together teams, and it all happened at the same time. We all joined them. And then we made a call. We said, please, because even if you have all the teams, where do you start? The place is big. And then we sent out a message and said, has anybody got any family members missing? Or do you know of a neighbor or somebody else missing? And within minutes, we started getting messages. I just tallied the count this morning. The number of people missing since last week is 237. From the messages that I've received from everyone right now, up till last night, there's new ones this morning.
Is that eThekwini alone or across KwaZulu-Natal?
No, it's mostly in Inanda, Molweni, Dussenhoek, parts of, and the other parts of it's in Waibank. And there's, of course, they say Itete, there's 20 missing from there. And then there's 10 missing from the one in Valley of 1,000 Hills. But you add it all together, and a few in different parts there's one or two from Port Shepstone, there's one from Verulam. So but mostly we add it up, it's from Inanda, Molweni, and Dussenhoek. A lot, and as I said, 20 from Itete, 10 from so you add it all up, there's 237. And this was from the weekend the messages came.
That's the list that has been provided to you?
That's my family members sent to me. With full names of, the people missing, the ages, a lot of children are missing. There's 2 kids missing in Reservoir Hills. There's another person missing in Durban North. Well, not missing, they know where they are, they have to recover them. But a lot of them are missing. They don't know whether they're under the house or they're in the water. In Hillcrest, there's 5 missing in one area. A child caught up in the auntie says that one child is caught up, the other child was in the tree, but they rescued a 7-year-old child in the tree. But altogether 237.
You've been involved in many rescue operations. You've been involved in many disasters, trying to help with humanitarian aid. Have you seen such a thing before?
Yes. This is the biggest one in South Africa, right? In South Africa, there hasn't been anything bigger than this. But in Mozambique, of course, Cyclone Idai was a massive destruction. And other cyclones in Philippines, the Typhoon Haiyan, caused also massive damage there. But for South Africa, the amount of people that we lost, the amount of destruction, the amount of displaced people, what one rain, one deluge, the biggest we've ever seen in this country.
Which means more rescue efforts would need to be speeded up to look for those who are still missing, and we are racing against time.
Well, it is going to be a recovery effort. Rescue is over. But the tragedy is that the sand is against us, the mud is against us, the areas where people are trapped, you can't get heavy equipment into it. And by all the thoughts, I think by the weekend or by Monday, Tuesday at the latest, people will not search anymore. Because people have gone to areas and they've left, they said, look, we can't find anything here. It's very difficult. In the Valley of 1,000 Hills, the people said, the strange thing is, the boulders came from the mountain. They came down the mountain because of the force of the river and smashed right through the houses and pushed people into the river. So it's been a very tough situation in terms of geology, in terms of the amount of mud and the difficulty. It's been very, very tough.
That has been compounded by the fact that water and electricity, those services are not accessible as we speak, and also roads and bridges that have been washed away to reach some areas is still a challenge now. It's
a big challenge in Molweni. But fortunately, 1,000 Hills, they had no access for 6 days. We flew in food items on Sunday to the people. Earlier in the week, the helicopters came and removed the bodies and some of the injured people. Fortunately, the people themselves used a tractor, and on Monday night, they opened one of the roads, which people can get into. Already was been a bit of a problem, and I think the Inanda Dam area, there's some issues, the upper highway. But other than that, there is access, but the problem is everybody's using the same road now. Okay. So everything takes, instead of half an hour, it takes 3 hours.
Okay, Baba, thank you very much for time. That is Dr. Imshas Suleiman of the Gift of the Givers here, explaining how dire the situation is in eThekwini and across KwaZulu-Natal.
All right, senior reporter Siphamandla Goge, let's leave it there for now.